I'm John Miglosh for the WDMA. Coming to you pre-recorded because I'm flying to Boston today. And there's still time to get in on the Boston meetup, which is at 4:30, no, 5:30. I'm going to be there 5:30, okay? I say we start at 6 at the pub on the west end of the lobby, go down the hall, and there's a little pub down there. And we're going to talk direct marketing. And if you have questions or you just always want to meet, talk direct marketing, that's the place. Okay. And I'll have my Wisconsin hat on in case you don't recognize me. And we always have a lot of fun, man. We just laughed and laughed at the Minnesota one last week. We really had a lot of fun. Okay. So yesterday's show, we got all split up and crazy. And so I did my best to upload the pieces of it yesterday. And I was left with a great article by Summer Gould. But before I go there, I just wanted to show you, I got this in the mail from Brad at Direct Mail 2.0. And it was a little card, and he said, "Thank you for the mentions. Thank you for all your mentions online and help hope to meet in person soon." Okay. I'm sorry. Let's chat, I think it says. I can't. That's the trouble with handwritten notes. You can't always read the handwritten notes. But it's nice to get one. You know, I don't get how much engagement is that? We're going to be talking about attention with Ritson probably by next week. And he talks about, you know, in the advertising world talks about engagement in terms of 100 milliseconds, which I think a tenth of a second. I've engaged with this mailing for a long time because it wasn't just a mailing of this card. You know, Steve Falk sent me a nice card, and I think Summer sent me a card. I get cards from some friends out there, but this was in a box, and boxes are always a great mailing idea. You can do a lot of things in the mail. And this one has a hat, a spiffy hat that's embroidered after the fact, which you don't see too much anymore. A lot of times they're just embroidered on. A diary thing, which I like. Now it's funny because Epsilon gave me one that was black with black Epsilon like embossed on it. It's very subtle. I take that on business meetings. But this is the opposite of subtle. You know, a couple of pens. Okay, a water bottle, which those grandkids would love, especially the pink, some candy, and something you'll be seeing every now and then, a mug. If you want to, you know, break through and get some really big advertising, just send me some merch, right? I love that stuff. I worked for a company. We went from 10 million in sales to 20 million in sales in the 3 years I worked there, which is kind of what I do, cause a lot of trouble. And but I love that merchandise stuff. I really, really do. So thanks again, Brad. And I'll probably keep mentioning you. You know, I wish you'd talk more about testing. You did mention it. I did hear you mention it. Just so much more. And that's what I like about Summer. She mentions the testing in her article. So Summer says, when you start planning your direct mail offer, your design and target list should correspond to it. Oh, it was excellent. You know, I remember a campaign. I didn't create it, but we were selling products. And just to summarize, it was a sale offer that was on not only coated but laminated stock with spot varnish. It was beautiful. It had King Tut, and it was all about how this stuff will help you know, this machine will help you preserve stuff forever. And it was for school teachers. It was going to school teachers. And it said sale real big, but it was really expensive to produce. And it had a bunch of other machines that were for industrial printers. to laminate, not for teachers. And they mailed out about 150,000 pieces, and they got no responses. I think they got 3. And they sent it to me and said, what would you do differently, or what, you know? And again, that's what I do. And I said, oh well, if you're going to have a sale offer, you might want to have, you can make it a thick cardstock, but don't make it this super elegant. You're sending 2 messages at once. Your offer, which is sale, or you're saying sale, you don't really have an offer. They didn't really have an offer, and that would be another thing. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I said, the other thing is you're talking about other items that you're not selling. Well, we know the teachers know what we sell. Okay. So there was a disconnect between what was on the paper, the copy, which was sale, the creative, which was high class spot varnished laminated printing, and the audience, who had a limited budget. That just spells disaster. Okay. So the first thing you need to think about, and when there's a mismatch, here's where we agree. When there's a mismatch, your ROI is significantly reduced. So to create best offers, you need to first think about what you're trying to do. Were they just trying to generate leads? Well, they didn't generate many. They might have had some kind of offer. I'm not sure what. Maybe a reduced price. Maybe a trial period. We'll ship you one of these and let you have 30 days free. Lead. Get people to show interest. Usually the offer is something for free. Okay. Order. Gets people to buy. This is the hard one, right? Usually the offer is to buy something now. And sometimes these are 2 steps. Sometimes they're combined. It's not quite as simple as this, but can be completely this simple. Subscription. Get people to buy long term. Usually the offer is to buy something monthly, like vaccination boosters. Subscription offer. Traffic. Get people to go to your website, store, or event. Usually the offer is a discount. Okay. Traffic builder. How are we going to get you in the store, right? And it's amazing how a difference in the way you phrase that offer can make dramatic difference. And fundraising. Get people to make a donation. Many times there's a premium free gift or something like that. Your offer needs to be clear and easily understood. Keep in mind that in general, the higher the price, the lower your response rate. This is really good. And that happens to be true almost all the time. Okay? But, I had a client where our average response from our customer file was only 0.5%. And yet we could make money. Our average order size was about $600. So it worked out. That's kind of unusual, right? So we recommend that you start your offer creation first. Now, I don't know. That's, they all kind of lump together. But then your audience selection. Well, I did some work. Jack Schmidt, which JS Associates, I think it is now. I don't know. They'll be at NMOA. Brett will be at NMOA giving a talk. Anyway, and Jack Schmidt called me up. He said, I've got this client. They've got a little catalog, Bonami Cleanser, Faultless Starch. And, I've given him a lot of ideas, and his work was mainly in creative at the time. He said, why don't you come out and see if you can shake things up a little? So anyway, I did that, my usual couple days out in Kansas City. And it turned out that they had started this catalog because they had these products. But they were mailing it primarily to a list. They had a pretty good-sized mailing list. They were in charge. A German company had licensed them to sell the garden weasel in America. The garden weasel was like a hoe that sort of spun around. And the garden weasel did mostly TV ads, and they sold hundreds of thousands of those buggers. And so they were mailing the Bonami Cleanser catalog and household cleaning products, a whole variety of stuff that they made to that list, and it just wasn't working at all. And I said, well, does anybody rent that list? Maybe the list is no good. Oh yeah, we have people that come back and rent it over and over and over and over. Mainly gardening products, seed companies, hardware companies, home improvement companies. Okay, so it's a good list. Have you ever considered putting more of a gardening spin on your catalog? No, they hadn't thought about that. And the rest is history. And then they did really well after that. Okay, so sometimes you want to create your offer based on what you have. If you have a couple of hundred names laying around, you want to make some money, you might want to see what they want. Remember, customer focus. You want to see what they want. So there was a hidden asset, untapped, that they could capitalize on, and it worked. It worked swell. Okay, so but you can start with the offer. But again, you want to get a resonance, and if you don't know what that means, maybe give us a call. So looking at the lead offer, a lot of times you're offering a white paper. You don't want to offer something that's completely disconnected. Sweepstakes are kind of like that. Where win $1 million and find out about our sump pump, our revolutionary new sump pump. You'll get a lot of leads. You just, they won't buy sump pumps. So you want to tailor that lead offer to something that connects to your product. Okay. If the offer to buy can be buy one, get one free, can be dollar savings, limited time only, limited stock, exclusivity to, you're the only ones we're offering this to, a free trial, a starting, like I said with the other, there's all kinds of fun offers you can do. Actually, Summer, you should do an article on each one of these offers. I'm sure you should. Or we can do it together if you want. I'm just doing this off the top of my head. Okay, traffic building, yeah, 40% discount will buy you traffic. But, you can also test headlines. With Lovesac, a retailer, we decided to try. There were four different ways they promoted their product, and we tested all four head-to-head A/B split in mail. And they were shocked that there was such a big difference. One of those four generated more traffic than the other three put together. And, then they used that in their TV and on their website and all over the place. Fundraising, you're really offering good feelings that one gets when making a donation. And I hadn't really thought about that, but looking back, I think there's a lot of truth in that. Okay, some do offer a premium gift. You have to be a little careful. There are rules, but one of the charities I donate to got in trouble with the IRS because they offered a book by the founder of the organization, and but then they reconsidered, that they wouldn't pay for that book and decided it was of nominal value. Okay, which you have to be a little careful about that with fundraising. Here's the part I like best. No matter what your offer is, you need to make sure it's appealing to the right people. It can take time to develop a great offer. One of the benefits of direct mail is the ability to test. I wish I could underline this 700 times. If you set it up right. Test different offers at the same time. Tracking which offer worked best leads you to better and better offers on future campaigns. And you can test subsegments. Like for Musician's Friend, we found out they did a regular sale catalog and they sent it to everybody. And what we found out was there were some people, like Andrew Ettinger pointed out, who just wanted to blow money. Band managers, they needed to keep their budget high, and sometimes governments kind of can be that way. And so when we found out, we could isolate who was only bought sale items. Send them the sale, and we can mail deeper into those guys. And we found people that never bought sale items. And those people, we didn't mail the sale catalog. No sense cheapening our brand. Simple as that. You can do that with fancy modeling systems. Have a great day. Like and share. See you in Namoa tomorrow. And